Hi, this is Karen Tax with the IAM Way with another video in my video podcast series on the new universe of business. This is the fourth video in a series that I've been doing about being audacious to fuel growth in your business so that you don't break what's working. The title of this one is Audaciously Open to More, and is a follow-on for the first three. The first one was an introduction at the beginning of the year, anticipating that as people come into the year, they were going to want to reach goals and grow their business and move energy into their business in a new and different way. And so I talked about how that can create problems and break what's already working if you don't understand how you're showing up as a leader. And so true self-leadership is the thing that I work with people to create to make sure that you show up as your best self and become more and more of your best self as you're challenging your business and yourself to grow along with it, so that when you do have challenges created by the stress you're going to inevitably add to the system, that you don't let that stress, the increased demands, the kind of disruption that any kind of growth can create, or the conflict that might be generated between people within your organization. You don't let that define what's possible, and instead you use whatever drama might come up as a way to learn how to grow into the next best version of yourself. So that was fueling growth, and then audaciously asking for more, which allows you to stay true to yourself in the face of these challenges and to use them for learning. And then the next one was audaciously being more to fuel growth. So, and this is where I talked about the expansion and contraction, how we want to relax into growth instead of staying in that contracted place, so that we can show up with courage and more engagement, coherence between head and heart, things like that allow our energy to open instead of close and connect with people around us, so that we have synergy and alignment with people that we're working with, directed toward the growth that we want. So at the end of that video, I made a comment about, so work out those differences, when I was talking about a specific example with a client. And I realized, that's sort of like a pithy thing to say, like, oh, just work out those differences. And what I know is that that can be a huge challenge. And so that's what made me think, okay, open to more. I really need to talk about what that can look like. So what happens when I'm in drama, right, is that I'm in contraction, and I'm more committed to a need to be right, because I need to focus my energy, and being right is what allows me to do that. So I have access to limited information. I might be thinking about being judged for my actions. And it's just a place where it's harder to open to new ideas and new information. And so what happens when I go into my best self is that I become more open and curious, and I'm able to commit to learning from whatever drama might come up. So I'm aware of where I am, and I choose to open myself into my best self, my curious learning self, to look at what's going on from that relaxed and open perspective. And I'm aware of the fact that I could be in a drama contracted, more survival oriented mindset and way of being that tends to shut things down. So it's a really important conscious choice that we make. Now, I want to acknowledge at this point that people who have experienced trauma, who are in very real survival kinds of situations, can find it very difficult to relax and open in this kind of situation. And so I want to bring awareness and thoughtfulness to this, because trauma is real, And most people are carrying around some kind of trauma, especially if we've experienced either education or work situations that have demanded us to kind of cut ourselves off from who we really are and the energy and authenticity of our true selves. There's usually some hurt around this. So I want to challenge you, ask you to proceed with caution with this and care and understanding that this is a big ask to open to more. There's a reason that we're defended and protect ourselves. So this opening is something that needs to happen in a safe environment. So I wanted to give an example of what this can look like let's go back to this, the toy that I use here, right? So when I open this and I'm more relaxed, there's literally more information and connection that can happen from a relaxed state of being. And so what that looks like is I can say, okay, drama happened. Maybe there's some sort of confusion that went on. What I can ask myself is, what did that situation tell me about what I want? And get clear as a leader. Maybe it's, I want to make sure that everyone has a say in this situation. Everybody is honored and respected. Everybody's input is gotten so that we have, there's this saying where I talk about involvement leads to commitment. So I want everyone involved and committed and behind whatever it is that we're doing. So that could be something that I want. And so by me getting clear about what I want, I can relax and know that somehow that's going to happen, and then go to people around me more open and curious and say, okay, this just is happening, this conflict or whatever. What are you getting from this situation? What do you want? And what do you want, right? Say it's like the situation where the three executives that I talked about before, right? So this is where I have a Rumi poem that I love, that I like to use at this point, which says, out beyond right doing and wrong doing, there is a field, and I'll meet you there. So there's this process as true self leaders that we can do where we just let go of attachment to what it is that we want. Go to that open space together where we all say, I don't know. This is what I think I want, or this is what I'm seeing, or this is what I'm concerned about, whatever it might be. Bring it to a space of, I don't know, a field where we all can be together in our differences and let come up. This is where creativity and innovation is so important. So if I'm contracted and I'm in survival mode and I am trying to make sure I'm going to be safe or that my needs are met, I'm not going to be able to open to this kind of curiosity. So it's a place of like, wow, of wonder and creativity, innovation, connection. You have to be able to make contact with the people that you're in conversation with. It's a conversation that requires trust. Like, I trust you to be honest with me and treat what I'm going to say with sensitivity, right? And really listen. An example of this is a membership community that I have been involved with launching and creating, where we wanted to have as many people involved as possible who would be in the community and creating a membership offer. So we had a lot of different ideas, different perspectives and experiences, and some tension around money and how to handle that and all. And so what we ended up doing with our process was slowing everything down and allowing everyone who wanted to be involved to speak. And it ended up being a laying in of ideas without attachment to outcome, and then letting what was said inspire whatever the next person said, or if there was a heartfelt desire or want, that would get expressed. But then again, spacious, allowing for things to unfold in a way that were bigger than any one of us could do on our own. So it ended up being like a tapestry of ideas and thoughts weaving together and becoming more and more kind of focused as we went, more and more tight in the weaving and clear in terms of what we wanted that offer to look like. And it came together to reflect, for the most part, what everyone wanted. And we just rolled it out today. It wasn't perfect, but for the most part, people were, I think, grateful and appreciative for the offer. And we will learn from our mistakes and being human along the way. And that will become part of the learning and part of what we use to make it better for all of us moving forward. So that's what I have to share on Audaciously opening to more to fuel growth. And this is the new universe of business where we get to be true to ourselves and everyone around us, where everybody can get what they want or something better without sacrifice or compromise, so that we rise together to create a world of business that works for everyone.